most impressive sceneries of the Dakar so far. The stage going from Dakar to Nouakchott was also one for the eyes. Cyril Dupre, with his dislocated collarbone, carried on his long and painful journey before a well-deserved rest day. A day in the sand for the Mitsubishis that struggled in the dunes but carried on their impressive run. And let's first look back at yesterday and the most demanding stage of week one of this Euro Milhões Dakar 2006. A nightmare for all, but especially for the privateers.
Siamo solo al chilometro.
Well, I'm at kilometer 99, explains this rider. We have to cover 500 kilometers. It's very, very tough.
Molto duro.
And it was a day where many suffered falls. Falls for this Belgian, Ennio Cucuracci, injuring his shoulder. Falls and mechanical upsets. Tough for both man and machine. Meanwhile, the Mitsubishis were storming to glory. And on a Dakar, one needs to be fast, but especially cautious. What will happen to poor old Jun Mitsuhashi if he gets stuck in the sand without his plates? So the sun was to set after day, a long night. Not only for the privateers, Vladimir Chagin was stuck in the sand early in the day and then had to cope with mechanical problems on a rear wheel, a major fuel leak. Time to repair for the four-time Dakar winner. The Russian was able to carry on and make it to the finish line, losing over an hour on his Kamaz teammate Badaus Kabirov. Not too worrying for the 36-year-old who still has a comfortable overall lead. Closer to the Attar bivouac. Thumbs up to all those who finished this 500-kilometer nightmare. Exhaustion should be read on the dusty faces of the bikers. This is the Dakar. Whatever the way, the most important thing was to get to the on three wheels if necessary for Spaniard Jose Maria Gines Jimenez. Slowly but surely, the Dakar caravan moved closer to Attar. Christophe Girard of France, delighted to make it at 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, it's not a speed race, he explains, it's an obstacle race. And maybe the biggest heroes were the quad riders. Such a physical way to compete on a Dakar. And a warm welcome for everyone. And just before the finish there was still enough kilometers to damage the vehicles. That was the case of these Belgian truckers.
My back is not good. For the jump.
Big shock. Man truck. They also managed to get to the bivouac. The day promised to be tough. A lot of competitors will certainly remember this stage 7. And another long stage to come for the competitors of the Euromillions Dakar 2006 before a well-deserved rest day in Nouakchott, short liaison, and then we head west to the Mauritanian capital. Bikers and riders will have to cope with the first special of over 500 kilometers. Lots of sand to be enjoyed. The bike race and the day promised to be beautiful. Maybe the most impressive landscapes of the whole Dakar. If Mauritania is known to be a nightmare for the competitors, it's also a pleasure for the eyes of all. Dune crossing started early for the bikers, but that was only an appetizer before the bigger dunes of the second part. Dunes and navigation, that was the key to success. Jean de Azevedo and Paul Anders Ulevalseta riding together and staying in contact with the favourites before the first refueling point. Ulevalseta eventually finished in 14th position, losing over 25 minutes, while Jean de Azevedo was 10th and 52 seconds adrift. Meanwhile, Giovanni Sala was one of the first to suffer a fall, hurting a finger on his left hand. The Italian lost 14 minutes on the day. Isidre Esteve of the KTM Gaulois team made it the fastest at the first checkpoint for refueling. A group of 4 riders bunching up together: Marc Coma, Isidre Esteve, Giovanni Sala and Carlo Di Gavado, and falls for quite a few of these 4 men. Well, just a few kilometers from here, explained Sala, I hit a stone, I fell over. I feel pain in my hand, so I had to slow down a bit. I'll try to reach the finish and recover tomorrow during rest day. The key moment of this day stage came at kilometer 240. 4 riders riding together: Coma, Di Gavado, Esteve and Sala, looking for the right way to go. And it was to be a nightmare for these 4 bikers. All were to suffer problems stuck in the sands. How deep can you get? Isidre Esteve eventually finished the day special 4th, losing 6 minutes and 58 seconds. Carlo Di Gavado, the winner of the 2 previous stages. He eventually finished in a very disappointing 12th position. He was the first man to take off this morning, and down he goes. Di Gavado lost over 15 minutes on the day. And it was also a nightmare for Andy Caldecott, Jean de Azevedo and David Frétinier. Maybe the biggest loser of the day, Frétinier, the Yamaha 450cc rider. He finished the stage over 2 hours adrift in 33rd position. And the key moment came late at kilometer 280, where it was important to find the right waypoint, and that's exactly what Cyril Desprez did. Despite his shoulder injury, despite this fall, he carried on the way to Nouakchott, behind his support rider from the KTM Gauloise team, David Casteux. Cyril Desprez eventually capturing 3rd position on the day. 2 minutes, 17 seconds adrift. On the day's winner, his teammate, David Casteux, a first ever success on the Dakar for this former privateer. He finished in the top 20 last year on a KTM. Well, here he is with a big boy. 2nd position for Chris Blaze, the 25-year-old American, losing 2 minutes and 13 seconds. A good performance. So a first ever victory for David Casteux ahead of Chris Blaze, his best performance. Cyril Desprez is 3rd ahead of Esteban Puyol and Marc Coma, who loses 8 minutes on the day. But Coma remains the overall leader with a 6-minute 23 advantage on Isidre Esteve. Cyril Desprez is now 26 minutes adrift. Well, I learned a lot today, explains Casteux. I rode together with Desprez. I caught him right after the start because he was in pain, and then the pace was excellent. He gave me a real navigation lesson. I still don't understand how he did it. I'll ask him to explain what exactly went through his mind. We arrived at refueling after overtaking riders, but today to win my first Dakar stage is fabulous.
Supposed to be, the ICO said the waypoint was here. It never even came up because we were like 3 or 4 kilometers off. So I did a circle and searched around, and finally it came up, and I started following to the waypoint, and then Cyril passed me. He was looking for the same thing, and I just hooked on with him. We found the waypoint, and then we got going the right way and got to the gas, and there wasn't that many bikes there yet, so it was kind of nice, kind of good day.
Well, this morning, explains Desprez, I was not sure to start the stage, so this position is unexpected, but now it's not the time to think about that. Well, 30 kilometers into the stage, explains Isidre Esteve, in the stony section I fell, I broke the navigation instruments, so I absolutely had to follow the trails, because if I lost those trails, I would have been completely lost. So now I'm just happy to be here. Let's now take a look at some of the technical innovations on this year's Dakar with the Iratrack alarm system, allowing the race headquarters to talk to the competitors in the special. That's what happened to Paul Marcus Zen.
I wait of God. Inshallah.
Well, Marcus Zen was able to get into contact with Race PC. The Iratrack device, an electronic system which allows the rally headquarters to know everything about all competitors. Well, all the competitors, explains Pascal Querel, responsible for internet here. They have a box, and in our computer we have a software with the maps of the stage, and every 5 minutes we can get the positions of each rider. And as a result, when a competitor is stopped for quite some time, the rally headquarters call him.
Everything okay with you?
It's everything okay with me, thank you, yeah. I've only technical problems.
You have a technical problem?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
There are 3 buttons on the Iratrack box that the competitors can push, and an SMS is sent immediately to race headquarters. Red button is to send an alarm for body injury. Green button is to inform us about an accident concerning another competitor, and the blue button is to have a phone call with the headquarters.
Avec le PC Paris, et donc de converser avec des personnes au PC Course Paris.
Well, this zero track device can also send an alarm automatically in case of an accident. The system understands when the car suddenly stops or when the vehicle is on its side in case of a tumble. A new innovation on this Dakar, very important.